Hey, it's Takara Stacia with 2020 The Magazine, and I am super excited to be here today with the 2020 Naismith Coach of the Year, South Carolina's very own women's basketball head coach, Coach Dawn Staley. How are you today, Coach Staley?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
First things first, how are you and your family coping with quarantine life?
I mean, I'm thankfully and prayerfully we are impacted in a health wise way. I think what's coming out of it is we're getting back to the simpler things in life. We're communicating a little bit more. We're staying at home. We are just in a lot more contact than otherwise because everybody just pretty much goes on their busy way and they got their own life. But now life has stopped for us, and now we can put things in perspective and get back to some family things while we have an opportunity to.
Absolutely. It has been a major adjustment for all of us. But like you said, I too am grateful for the quality time that we're getting to spend. Mm-hmm. Now, I must say, as a Carolina alum and a Gamecock fan, I was crazy excited about the possibility of us getting yet another national championship. So tell me what it was like for you and the rest of the coaching staff and the team when you guys got the word that the NCAA stopped the season due to the pandemic.
I mean, obviously we were devastated. You don't get as close as we've gotten to winning a national championship here very often, but the times that you do get here, you want to at least compete and live out your own fate. We didn't get an opportunity to do that. But I thought the decision to shut it down was the right decision, especially since we're, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks into quarantining. But you feel bad. You feel bad for the amount of work that you put in as a staff, and certainly the dreams of young people are shattered when something like this happens. But again, they're young, they're resilient, they will fight to get back to this place next year, and then hopefully we can compete and get back to some normalcy first, and then get back to getting on the court and competing for a national championship next year.
Well, our fingers are crossed, and that is absolutely my hope. So thinking that we do see things to get back a little normal, what can we expect on the horizon for the 2021 season?
I mean, we got a team full of players who are extremely intelligent, and they put themselves in vulnerable positions. In that, when I say that, it's like they want to work on their weaknesses. Our players is like, our coaching staff last year during our practices would say to me, I'm not talking enough. I'm not talking loud enough. I'm not communicating. And she said, I'm going to make it my business to not have any coach say that to me this year. Wow. And it is, that hit me. That hit me at a place in which I was like, oh man, this team is truly great. People want to be leaders. People want to absolutely just be vulnerable to their peers. And that doesn't happen very often. So, every time we have a Zoom call with our team, somebody or a couple of players really say things that resonate with me, to the fact that they want to get better. This is like, we can be our best coaches when our players use us as resources. And that's what this team wants to do. And I'll be so excited to get back with them and get to a place where we can hug up on them, we can love up on them, we can get to a place where we can push them to get better.
Those definitely sound like the makings of another championship team. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, before I let you go, I want to take a short trip down memory lane via some visual aids. Okay? Here we have College Dawn, Naismith 1991 and 92 Player of the Year. And I do want to point out that you made history by becoming both the Player of the Year and Coach of the Year. But tell me, what were her dreams and aspirations during those years, early 90s, years before the WNBA was even around? What was she aspiring to become?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I mean, that Dawn was super competitive, which that's never left me. I wanted to win a national championship, which that's something that had never taken place in my college career. I wanted to play as much basketball as possible, and I didn't care where I played it because I went over to Segovia, Spain. I went over to Tarbes, France. I went over to Italy and Brazil, all chasing my dream, and obviously it led me to staying in the game and becoming a coach.
Well, this next one is by far one of the greatest moments in my alum's history. Tell me what your thoughts were the moment the buzzer sounded that signaled the end of the 2017 Women's College Championship game.
You know what I thought about was just I mean I had like a reflection of 17 years of coaching and then add my 4 years of playing collegiate basketball and that moment escaping everybody besides the current players that were and coaches that was a part of that moment. But I went into reflection mode. Like, you know, I as a player, my teammates never got a chance to win a national championship. So I felt for them. And then every former player that I convinced to come to Temple and to come to South Carolina to experience that particular moment, they were robbed of that opportunity. So I was really in the moment with them.
Wow.
Expressing my gratitude for them allowing me to grow into that space and to win. So what I did was, and a lot of people don't know, I gave miniature national championship trophies to every one of my teammates in college.
Oh my gosh.
One of my former players that believed in me as a coach, but we never got it done. And every one of my colleagues who was with me during, the times that we didn't win. So it was kind of cool to reflect and to kind of give them an opportunity to share in that moment.
That is awesome. I really didn't know that. So thank you for sharing that with us. Last one. I was preparing for this interview and my younger sister said, I remember a moment from one of our favorite TV shows. So here you are in your element still on the court, but on the Martin show. So I have to ask, are we going to see more cameos or is there a possible career shift to acting once you retire from coaching?
Never. Never. I think I did work with the Martin show a few decades ago, and I didn't get an Emmy. I didn't even get a nomination for my Emmy. But
my dad was wondering that.
But that was one of the most amazing weeks of my life. And I know I've won a lot of different awards and got recognized by a lot of different organizations. But being on the Martin show was by far one of the most gratifying experiences that I've ever had. Only because it was my favorite show. It was everybody's favorite show.
It was everybody's favorite show back then.
Young people today can relate to that show and they really enjoy it. So to be able to experience being on your favorite show was quite amazing. I'm actually sitting next to, I was packing and unpacking some things, and I came across, I'm gonna play a little visual, and I came across this.
Oh wow!
This is the actual script of the Martin show that I did, and I can see I got them to autograph the script, and I actually tweeted this out a couple of days ago over the weekend, and Tashina Arnold, who played Pam, tweeted me back and said I beat her in spades, which I did. So it was just kind of a cool experience that we got a chance to do that, and if the Martin show ever came back, I would love to reappear. and
Okay.
that show.
Okay, we need to make sure Martin sees this because I know there's talks about a possible
Yeah,
reboot. So
no, let's
yeah,
go.
I will absolutely tweet this and make sure they get the word.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you again, Coach Staley. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for coming to South Carolina. We love you here, and we're looking forward to another championship.
Well, thank you, and it's a great marriage. I love South Carolina. I love being here. I love, the thing that people ask me about South Carolina is what makes it go, and I have to say, it's the people. The people
Absolutely.
grown on me, completely. Like I can't see myself anywhere else but being here in South Carolina.
I
Um,
love that.
and I love that feeling that I have about the state.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You and your family stay safe, and we'll see you next season.
Stay safe as well. Stay out of
Thank
harm.
you.
Thank you for having me.